What is up, YouTube? I am the AlphonZeus Team Grey Dog, and wait a second, this is a different card game from the usual card games that you've seen before. Welcome to the world of Final Fantasy TCG. So far, we got Dan and Team O.N.S showing off. What elements are we showing today?
We are showing off Fire and Earth.
Fire and Earth, alright, so...
A nice Final Fantasy VII deck profile. Shout out to Waifu. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We play Triple Gato, because Gato is so good, because he's a 2-drop that lets you special summon other 2-drop fires from your hand.
Ooh.
And then when he enters, all forwards I control get plus 1,000 power until end of turn.
Nice.
Little heads up for those who are new to the game, playsets in this game are 3 of. Next up we have Triple Cloud, because Cloud is super good. Alright, so when Cloud enters the board, I get to deal 1 forward, 2,000 damage on my opponent's board, and if I control another Final Fantasy VII forward, he gets plus 2,000 power. So a nice 7k beater early game, really nice. Speaking of other 7 forwards, we play 3 Red 13 because nothing says a 5k first strike 2-drop like Red 13.
First strike, gotta get those powers in first.
Yep. And then we got 2 Warriors of Light because he is not Final Fantasy VII, however he is good for the anti-cost 4. He's a 5k that when he attacks and deals damage to any forward that is cost 4 or greater, he deals double damage. So that's really good against things like, I don't know, Titus.
Yeah.
Next up we play Triple 2-cost Tifa, 4k haste, and then we play one of her cost 4 version from the trial deck.
Alright.
Because it's a nice way to use how many I have. So ideally what you would do is you would pitch one of these spares that you have in hand to play her after you probably like block with the Tifa or something like that.
Gotcha.
And then next we play Tekken 1 Furion. I'm still testing it out, but right now I like him because he has multi-abilities that he can grab. So if I pay 1, he can get First Strike, or he can get Brave, and then if I pay 2, I can choose 1 forward and deal 1k, or I can give Furion plus 1k. So it's a very versatile unit. He was unfortunately one of the few units that I had to choose to pretty much cut down on and put at a low number.
Gotcha. So he's very versatile in a way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then next up we have 2 Jet. Jet is one of our good units. 5-drop, but don't let that cost fool you. He gets plus 1,000 power for each forward my opponent controls. So once I get like 1 more Jet, I would definitely bump him to 3 minimum to see him, because his ultimate Jet shot lets me break an opponent's forward, which is really good.
That'd be for 2 costs and his discard, right?
The cost is discard himself, pay a fire, and then pay 2 and then rest himself.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, and then what's it? I described Tifa. Tifa's is I dull forward and deal at 6k.
Always good, because 6k is a pretty good magic number. Alright,
Yep,
so that's all
it.
the fire?
That's it for all the fire elements.
Alright.
Next up we have all of our earth elements. Those are all of our, okay.
Alright, so making sure we get all through the forwards, and then we'll go to backups.
Exactly. So we play Triple Barret, 1 from the trial deck, and then 2 from the set. It's only just it's mostly a cost basis where you just want to have the nice 2-drop area, and then you can just ditch one of these to burn all your opponents for 2k, or you have the option to buff him.
Gotcha, nice.
And then next up we play Double Vincent, because a 7k attacker with First Strike for 3 is really good.
Gotcha, especially in attacks. Yep. Cool.
Yep. And then we have 2 Guy. Guy is one of the better cards to run if you're playing Earth, because he has Brave. And this ain't the Vanguard Brave. This is good Brave, where he can't be dulled, which is rest. And then he cannot be dulled, or he cannot be dulled by my opponent's summons or abilities. So he just stays standing.
So he's a
forever.
big nightmare for ice.
Exactly. And then we play 1 Gabrath.
Okay.
Gabrath. He is a bit of a costly unit. However, he can get plus 1k power for each damage that I've received, and then if I have if I'm at 6 and I'm about to die, he gets Brave. So
Ooh.
late game, he's a pretty good unit. Out of 1-of, I generally don't see him because the deck size is too big that like seeing 1-ofs generally you don't see them, so you can't really like test them out in situations when you're compared to other units. And then to round up our forwards, we play 1 Sephiroth because it's Sephiroth. He has first strike, and then when he enters, I pop a backup. It's very costly at 8, but 8K that has first strike, you can't complain about that.
Yeah.
All right, next up we're gonna go to our summons.
Summons. All right. So what do we got? All?
So generally with summons, you only run. You're supposed to run like 10 or something.
Yeah.
Awesome. Screw that. We only run 5 because we're an aggro deck and we don't care.
Okay.
So we run 3 Baja Fury.
Yep.
Because it's a nice 2-drop that can get an instant 5k removal of any forward that is 5k or less.
Okay.
Now I can ditch a card to get that additional 7k if I don't have Brynhilder on board in my hand, because Brynhilder just is a 3-drop and does outright 7k worth of damage. And then the 1 Golem is nice because it's a good defensive card. It gives 1 forward plus 2k. However, if the forward is blocking, I give it plus 4k instead, which is really good, especially on forwards that have first strike, and I don't want them to die.
Interesting thing. What's pretty much aggro lineup of summons.
Yep.
So forwards now?
No, we go backups.
Oh, backups.
We already did
backups.
forwards.
I mean,
We did forwards, Alphonse, Jesus.
Here we gotta go back.
All right, so we have 2 Black Mage. It's standard 2-drop because you want to have. Generally, I find in the game you want to have 2-drops, 2-drop backups, so you can ditch whatever colors to get this on board, so you can pay for your even costed units. Speaking of in costed units, we have 2 Magus, because Magus hits all my opponent's forwards for 3k damage, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 Librena. Lebrew?
Yes.
Lebrew? Yeah, Lebrew. Plus 1k buff.
Oh.
The plus 1k buff is very, very nice. I like it. And we round out with triple Zangan, Dave's favorite card, because I always get it in my damage. When he enters board, I search a Tifa, and then any cost 4 or lower Tifa has haste. So basically, the cost 4 Tifa that I brought in the deck has haste, and then I can search either that or the 2-drop, which is very, very good.
Having that on an EX as well as backup.
Oh
very,
yeah, that is very helpful. And then for Earth backups, we play triple Geomancer because, like I said, 2-drop backups, so good. Especially ones that give your forwards Brave.
Or your opponent, just because you can.
Or your opponents, because you have no targets.
Yeah.
And then we play triple Jesse, because if you're playing 7, you play 3 Jesse, because Jesse searches for your 7 forwards, and you need that so much. And then I finish off with 2 Mustatos, because Mustato is so good. Because when he enters board, I choose a dull forward and break it. So if my opponent just start like aggroed me like real hard, I can just counter with playing the Mustato on my turn and then just breaking whatever they attacked me with. Or if I damage check it, it's just the Express just goes off.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
So yeah, definitely with the deck and the game as a whole, you have to keep in mind like what backups you have that are like what the cost of your backups are, and you have to mitigate that with your other backups that you play. So like evens, odds, and then same thing with like your dual colors, like evens, odds, evens. Like it's a good idea to try and even them out as much as you can.
That also, when keeping track of seeing like if they have EXs or if you can play more than one copy of them on the field, because Legend will apply for both forward and backups for that.
All right, so for example, any card that has this symbol right here, you can play multiple copies of it. If they, as you can see on the Sephiroth, you cannot. So that's a very interesting game mechanic as a whole, which is very good because it stops a lot of overpowered plays.
Yeah, it also does not allow you to even overplay or also try and size correction like in Buddy Fight. It's pretty much you have to leave it there, so either your opponent has to break it or use some sort of effect to bounce it back to your hand. Outside of that, the game is definitely very interesting. If you guys like this deck profile, you can feel free to comment down below, ask Dan any questions about the Final Fantasy VII deck. He's been playtesting for a while, and don't worry guys, we will have a Final Fantasy match for you all later this week, so don't worry guys, stay tuned. As always, I'm the AlphonZeus Team Great. This is Dan the Man of Team O.N.S. Take care guys, hope you have a good day and take care.